were spiraling. Internal leaks revealed that Caitlyn's absence had divided the locker room. Some teammates supported her, others felt she had abandoned the grind. One unnamed player was even quoted as saying, "She don't run this team just because she gets the headlines." But anyone who's watched Caitlin Clark play knows she doesn't ask for headlines. She creates them, and now her silence had become the biggest story in sports. Reporters staked out training facilities, helicopters circled practice gyms. Everyone wanted just one glimpse, but Caitlin, she was underground. Until yesterday, that's when everything changed. First, a cryptic tweet from her personal trainer. "The lion is still the lion, even in the shadows." The internet exploded. Was this the signal? Was Caitlyn preparing for a return? Minutes later, her team's social media account posted a teaser video, 10 seconds of empty bleachers, a bouncing ball echoing through a dark gym, and then a silhouette, one dribble, one crossover, fade to black. Fans lost their minds, theories spiraled, comments flooded in. "That's her. That's the comeback. She's back. I'm crying." But still no official confirmation. Not until this morning. At exactly 10:03 a.m., Caitlyn broke her silence. No publicist, no press release, just a 6-second video posted to her Instagram story. She's standing in the gym, no music, no makeup, eyes locked on the camera. Then a slow nod and 3 words in white text, "Let's work." That was it. That was the moment. The world stopped. Every major sports account reposted it within minutes. ESPN broke into their morning segment to air it live. Fans screamed in airports. Young girls watching at home cried real tears. Because that wasn't just a comeback announcement, it was a declaration of war. It meant that Caitlin Clark wasn't just returning, she was about to light the league on fire. But here's where it gets even wilder. Insiders are now reporting that her comeback wasn't just personal, it was strategic. Sources claim Caitlyn had been training privately with a select group of specialists, including a former NBA point guard known for killer footwork and a mental toughness coach who's worked with military elite. "She's been building the next version of herself," said one source. "What she's about to unleash. Nobody's ready for it, not even her teammates." And speaking of teammates, let's talk about the fallout. Because while fans were celebrating, one player posted a now-deleted tweet that read, "Interesting. How silence gets you sympathy, but grind gets you ignored." That post alone set off a firestorm. Was it shade? Absolutely. And the timing? Impeccable. Multiple insiders have confirmed that not everyone is thrilled about Caitlyn's return. One staffer said, "There's tension. Real tension. Some folks feel like she hijacked the team. Like she took the spotlight and walked away when it got hard, but fans weren't having it. They came to Caitlyn's defense in droves. She is the spotlight. You don't put out fire by turning off the lights, you let her burn." Hashtags trended, hashtag Clark back, hashtag redemption game, hashtag she never left. And now all eyes are locked on the next game because Caitlin Clark is playing. She's suited up, she's locked in, and if you thought she was dangerous before, baby, just wait. The arena is sold out. The sideline reporters are scrambling. And the cameras, they're not just pointed at Caitlin. They're pointed at the entire team because whatever happens next on that court, in that locker room, or behind the scenes, it's going to change everything. The buzz inside the arena the night of Caitlin Clark's return was nothing short of electric. Fans packed the stands hours before tip-off, holding handmade signs, wearing custom merch, some even with tear-streaked faces, just hoping for a glimpse. This wasn't just a game anymore, it was a reckoning. Every camera lens in the building zoomed in on the tunnel entrance, and when Caitlyn finally appeared, jersey on, headphones in, eyes locked straight ahead, the crowd erupted. Grown men stood on chairs. Little girls screamed like it was a Taylor Swift concert. Teammates watched, with mixed expressions, some cheering, others frozen. Because Caitlin's return wasn't just a win for the fans, it was a wake-up call for the team. Dynamic, and no one felt that more than their current leading scorer, Jordan Blake, who had stepped up in Caitlin's absence and wasn't exactly ready to fade into the background. "It's still a team sport," Jordan muttered under her breath to a sideline reporter, eyes glued to Caitlin as she high-fived fans and started warming up. "We all been putting in work." That statement didn't go unnoticed. The media ran with it instantly. Is there trouble brewing already? Jordan Blake throws shade at Clark's comeback. The tension was thick even before the game began, and once the whistle blew, it ignited. Caitlin's first possession, a turnover, the next, a missed three. The crowd held its breath, but Caitlin didn't flinch. She adjusted her headband, nodded once to herself, and reset. Third possession cross-court pass, spin off the pick, pull up from the logo. And boom, net, nothing but net. The crowd went wild, the energy flipped. But what fans couldn't see was the sideline the cold shoulder Jordan gave her on the way back to the bench. No high five, no eye contact, the cameras caught it all. Commentators stuttered through awkward play-by-play, and teammates still getting reacquainted, it seems. But the truth, they weren't, not even close. Back in the locker room at halftime, it all boiled over. Sources say that as the team gathered to regroup, Caitlin walked over to Jordan, offered a hand. "Let's get on the same page," she said. Jordan, she didn't take it. Instead, she stared her dead in the eye and replied, "You only show up when the cameras are on." The room went dead silent. A bench player gasped. A coach dropped their clipboard. Caitlin didn't blink. "And you only show up when I'm gone," she fired back. Boom, explosion. A shouting match broke out so loud security posted up outside the door just in case. Coaches stepped in. Teammates pulled them apart. One player even tossed her towel and shouted, "This ain't a reality show, y'all." But that's the thing, it was. At least, it felt like one. Because this wasn't just about basketball anymore. This was about pride, about power, about the crown. And Caitlin, she wasn't handing it over. Despite the chaos, she returned to the court with ice in her veins. In the third quarter alone, she dropped 11 points, including a buzzer beater, 3 that had even her haters standing up. The crowd chanted her name. Commentators called it the single greatest in-game comeback we've ever witnessed. But Jordan, she sat on the bench, arms folded, glaring. Post-game, the media mobbed Caitlin for a quote. She didn't give them much. "I'm just grateful to be back, that's all." Classy, controlled, but behind the scenes, it was chaos. A leaked video from inside the locker room showed Jordan slamming her locker shut, shouting at the assistant coach, "She thinks this is her team." Well, guess what, it ain't. That clip went viral instantly. Fans took sides, Team Caitlin versus Team Jordan. Hashtags flew. Hashtag Clark Command versus hashtag Blake Built. Even celebrities started chiming in. Rapper Latto tweeted, "Caitlin Clark, the Steph Curry of the W period." Meanwhile, retired legend Lisa Leslie commented, "Leadership is tested in the tough moments, Caitlin showing poise." The fanbase was galvanized, ratings soared. But inside the team's headquarters, the division was real. Coaching staff held emergency meetings, team therapists were brought in. The front office considered reshuffling the roster. One exec allegedly said, "We didn't prepare for this much electricity or this much static." But Caitlin, she was locked in. Her next game, a 28-point masterclass. The one after that, a near triple-double. Every move she made was under a microscope. Every stare, every step, every sideline glance was dissected by sports shows, TikTok analysts, and conspiracy theorists. Some said she was eyeing a trade. Others whispered she was planning to launch her own signature league. But then came the dinner. A sit-down, organized by a mutual friend and assistant coach between Caitlyn and Jordan. Off the record, no cameras. Just two alpha athletes at war, forced to meet in neutral territory. According to waitstaff, the meal started in silence. Caitlyn wore sweats, Jordan rocked designer shades. For the first 10 minutes, they didn't even speak. Just sipped their water. Then, Jordan finally broke the ice. Why now? Why come back? Now, Caitlyn stared her down. Because this isn't just about me. It's about what they're trying to turn me into. And I'm not about to let anyone else control my narrative. Jordan leaned back. You don't even see it, do you? How everyone bends the world around you. How we become side characters in your highlight reel. Caitlyn exhaled, then stopped playing background. Step up. The conversation didn't end with hugs, but it ended with understanding. To Queens. Recognizing the battlefield, no love lost, but no more daggers thrown. Yet, by the time the next game rolled around, something had shifted. On court, they passed to each other. They nodded after big plays. It wasn't chemistry, but it was peace. A fragile one. And just as fans began to breathe, to hope the drama had ended, a new headline broke. Breaking, Caitlyn Clark approached by global brand for solo tour deal. The article claimed she'd been offered a massive contract to headline a global showcase, her own team, her own rules, her own empire. And the first stop, Europe, not everyone was happy. The team's owner refused to comment. Teammates started murmuring again. Jordan posted a cryptic story. Power is louder in silence. And Caitlyn. She went dark again. The saga wasn't over. It was only leveling up. The second Caitlyn Clark went silent again, the entire basketball universe braced for impact. This time, her disappearance didn't come with whispers of injury or emotional distress. It came with the taste of power. The solo tour deal changed everything. Overnight, the narrative shifted from comeback queen to global takeover. Media outlets speculated on numbers. Was it a $10 million deal? $15 million? Would it include performance clauses, merchandising rights? And the biggest question, would she actually leave the league? Her current team, her teammates who were just starting to accept her back. The silence was suffocating. In the span of 48 hours, major brand names like Adidas, Gatorade, and even Netflix were suddenly rumored to be circling her camp. And then, boom, Caitlyn's manager posted a one-line tweet that sent the internet into cardiac arrest. They asked if she could carry a league. I said, she is the league. That was it. That was the tweet. And from there, it spiraled. Fans were divided. We love her, but she better not ditch her squad like that. She's bigger than the league now, and y'all mad about it. Jordan Blake walked so Caitlyn Clark could fly solo. The pressure mounted so quickly that the commissioner of the league, yes, the actual WNBA commissioner, stepped into the fray. In a rare move, she released a formal statement. While we celebrate individual excellence, we remain committed to the integrity of the team experience. Caitlyn Clark is an irreplaceable part of our league, but no player is above the collective. That statement hit hard. It was a shot cloaked in diplomacy. Translation: we love you, Caitlyn, but don't get cute. And the drama didn't stop there. Jordan Blake, who had maintained a carefully composed image for the past few days, finally cracked. She sat down with a podcast host known for mess and subtle shade and didn't hold back. I respect Caitlyn's game. Always have. But there's a difference between greatness and greed. You don't walk away from a sisterhood just because you got a better offer. Boom, mic drop. The interview dropped at 10 a.m. By 10:15, it had 1 million views. By noon, every sports outlet was dissecting her words. Was it shade? Was it justified? Is Jordan the real MVP of maturity? But the fans were split. Team Caitlyn praised her for blazing a new trail. Team Jordan accused her of betrayal. And all the while, Caitlyn said nothing. until she did. She showed up, unexpectedly, at an under-14 girls basketball camp in Des Moines. No cameras, no press, just a gym full of shocked teenagers and stunned coaches. She stepped in, wearing a hoodie and shorts, and started running drills, passing, shooting, coaching, and most importantly, talking. One camper posted a now viral TikTok. She told, "US, don't let anybody put a price on your love for the game. Do it your way. Win or lose, at least it's yours." That video humanized her again, reminded the world that she wasn't some sports machine chasing deals. She was still Caitlin, the girl who loved basketball before the cameras, before the drama, before the world turned her into a brand.